Life is filled with problems, and oftentimes we wonder why. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. Get the keys to win at life today.
Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're looking at something that is honestly absolutely foundational for personal success. We are unpacking key number 11, which is called Win with Reasons. And this is actually part of a massive 100-part series from Dr. C. Ruth Taylor's incredible book, Keys to Win at Life, 100 Proven Ways to Handle Life's Challenges. I want you to think about this for a second. What actually keeps your goals breathing when life gets tough? I mean, setting a goal is the easy part, right? But actually sticking to it when the obstacles start stacking up against you, man, that requires a real-life source. Our ambitions need fuel to survive those difficult times, and that is exactly what we're going to get into today. Let's kick things off with our first section, Key 11, the power of why. So there's this traditional Portuguese proverb that says, "The wineskin has its reasons for smelling of pitch." Now, I know that might sound just a little bit cryptic at first, but it beautifully captures a universal truth. Everything has a root cause. If you are actually going to win at whatever you set out to do in life, well, knowing your underlying why, your real root cause for taking action, is absolutely crucial. Dr. Taylor breaks this down into just a brilliant core thesis. She says your reason is the absolute oxygen keeping your goals breathing. Without that oxygen, well, the second you face friction, your goals are literally going to suffocate. But with it, your reasons actively build that resilience you need to persevere against some pretty incredible odds. Which brings us to Section 2, Wisdom on Resilience. The renowned business philosopher Jim Rohn once offered this fantastic insight. He said, "When the why gets stronger, the how gets easier." I just love how this reframes our struggles. We so often get entirely bogged down in the mechanics, the how of achieving our goals. But Rohn points out that having a strong, unshakable reason actually simplifies all of that. The path sort of just reveals itself when your motivation is undeniable. And we see this taken to its absolute ultimate extreme in a quote from Viktor Frankl's profound book, Man's Search for Meaning. He wrote, "Those who have a why to live can bear with almost any how." Frankl observed this firsthand in literally the darkest of human conditions. A why doesn't just make things easier. It provides life-saving oxygen that allows a person to bear even the most unbearable situations imaginable. Let's look at how this plays out in Section 3, Real-Life Resilience. Take the incredible true story of former Tennessee football player Inky Johnson. At the very beginning of his journey, his original why, like his really deep reason for even playing football in the first place, was to improve his mother's life. He wanted to be an example for his family and the youths in his neighborhood. That fuel pushed him to train relentlessly until he was actually drafted into the Professional Football League. But then, after just a short stint in the league, he suffered a severe injury that left his right arm completely paralyzed. Just like that, his football career was over. Now, if his goal was simply to play football, he would have been totally defeated. But Inky refused to give up because he still had his reason to fight. That why provided the resilient oxygen he needed to pivot his life. Today, he's a highly successful businessman, an amazing motivational speaker, and just a huge inspiration to millions. All right, moving into our final section, Find Your Reasons. Dr. Taylor actually shares her own application of Key 11. Her reasons for writing this very book were crystal clear. She wanted to fulfill her life purpose, to solve others' problems, and to change lives. She actually notes that when she lacked the drive to complete the project, and we've all been there, right? Reflecting on these 3 exact reasons gave her the motivation to push through and finish the whole shebang. So here are Dr. Taylor's actionable steps for you to apply today. Step 1, write down 5 to 10 compelling reasons for living, for your work, for starting a family, or honestly, whatever major endeavor you're involved in right now. Step 2, keep them accessible. Put them in your phone or jot them down on a small card you keep in your pocket. And step 3, review them often. You literally have to continually breathe that oxygen into your goals to keep them alive. Which leaves us with one final, absolutely vital question for you. You probably know what your goals are, right? You know what you want to achieve. But what is your why? What is the core reason that's going to fuel your resilience when the friction inevitably comes? I challenge you to figure that out today. Write it down and secure the oxygen your ambitions need to really thrive. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Get the keys to win at life today. Order your paperback or Kindle from Amazon